Hello loves, welcome to Fifth Dimension. So I decided to do a reading finally. For this themed reading, I'm going to be pulling on your chaos energy. So I've already pulled all the cards for each pile, and I am going to be looking into what your specific chaos energy is, as well as why is this energy showing up, why is it making itself known to you, as well as any guidance or advice for your specific pile. Okay, so for pile number 1, I'm going to be going with the clear quartz. For pile 2, we have the Labradorite, and pile 3 is going to be this Prasiolite. So choose whichever you feel most drawn to. If that's more than one, I would trust that. Please use your own intuition as well as your personal discernment to decide whether any of these messages are for you or not. And I'll see you at your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Thank you for joining me. If you chose this clear quartz crystal, then you're at the right place. So I've not looked at any of anyone's cards, any piles. Everything was reversed, but I already have them sectioned out. So we're going to go ahead and start off with your chaos energy. So what is going on with you in your chaotic energy? So first of all, we have card number 38. You are rare and free. There are not many like you. Then we have the card of rejection. Then we have the card of 21 with healing. So your chaos energy feels like a disconnect. A disconnect in wanting to be expressed or accepted in your rawness. It may have something to do with vulnerability, but at the same time having a difficulty in being able to put that out there. Maybe for the fear of rejection, or maybe rejection is something that you have been experiencing. For some of you, I'm sort of also getting that this may be like a self-rejection. Like there's an aspect of you that wants to be expressed, or something that you want to do, something that we want to say, some sort of action that you want to take that feels right, feels authentic, it feels like intuitively inspired. And like I said, this feels like different things, because for some of you, I feel like it's a conversation. But for some of you, I feel like it's a decision to do something, to come out with something. And it feels like the timing also, something about timing. But at the same time, the conflict is about rejection. Either the fear of it or the experiencing of it when it comes to these actions, this vulnerability or something like that. So it's stirring up, it feels just like uncertainty. It feels like anxiety. Your chaos energy feels like worry. Like, should I? What if? Something like that. So let's go ahead and see the next. So this is supposed to be, look at me trying to do a reading with order instead of chaos, and it's so complicated for me. The second part was, what do we need to know? Like, why is this chaos energy showing up? Okay. Then we have card number 13, feeling the world. We have Herbal Kitchen with the Alchemist. I love this so much. And then we have, what do you need to release? This is beautiful, because the reason why it's showing up, it's because it's about taking the world into your hands, right? Taking your life into your own hands, experiencing what it is that you want to experience without the fear of this. Which, mind you, that this may come. This may come. You may be rejected in your approach, in your proposition, in your endeavor. You may find what may appear to be like failures along the way. And I feel like this is something that you've been carrying with you. So it may have been like a weight of like when in the past you've chosen to pursue yourself or express yourself or do something that feels like from an authentic place. It just feels like it's so different, like you're out there, or like it's just slightly, like, I don't know, heard, it's so crazy it could just work. Whatever that means. The chaos energy is showing up because it wants to be transformed. The chaos energy that you're feeling, the worry, the like, remember I said something about timing, it feeling like needing to make a decision, like kind of like his face right here. He's just like, damn, like I'm almost running out of time. I need to decide whether I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that or something like that. It feels like there's something in timing with you, pile number one, it's on purpose. It's like things are aligning and it's creating this chaos or this timing factor that's like sort of like pushing you to jump off a ledge, to, don't do it actually literally though, just kidding. To get rid of it, to acknowledge that the fear is there, or potential wound, that the wound is there, but to be able to do something about it. And what does that mean? Like to say like, I can overcome whatever it is that I am fearing the most in regards to this specific situation, okay? It is for the purpose of healing. So there's an aspect of you that doesn't want to like re-hurt yourself. Re-hurt yourself, that's not even like a, I don't want to further hurt, I don't want to scratch the wound, something like that. Like something might be delicate, and that was where I was getting the vulnerability also, but something might be delicate or feeling vulnerable within you that you're like scared to irritate or fluff up or like go back down in a specific spiral or direction, but at the same time being able to acknowledge whatever it is that's there, take the world into your own hands, your life, your decisions, your actions into your own hands, transform it and express yourself, like move through it. Fear, I see you. Rejection, I see you. Past failures, I see you. Wounds that are still vulnerable, I see you. But I won't allow you to stop me from. Is sort of the vibe that this reading is giving me. Like that's why the chaos energy is showing up. It wants you to essentially stand up to it in order to heal. This is strength building. Like when you take risks that feel like if you take certain like steps can cause your world to essentially like crumble underneath you. It feels like that fear, like that big of a fear that you're having in regards to this. But being able to like gather yourself and still move through all of that fear, it's so good for our healing, because it shows us that we do have the ability, that we do have the strength, that it really is all on us as far as where we move, right? Because everything as far as like the aspects of the circumstances of life around us, we have no power over. The only thing we have power over is the decisions that we make, what we accept, what we don't accept, what we choose to express, you know, what we choose to share. That's what we have control over. And I feel like this chaos energy is really showing up for you, pile number one, specifically to be able to move through it. Okay, it's like standing up to yourself, really is what it is, because I feel like it's something in the back of your head, but it's really just you. So it's almost like your chaos energy is showing up so that you can acknowledge it and stand up for you. I just saw like two versions of you, like one of you that's like telling you no, 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 and then the other one that's saying yes, but this is what my soul desires, and then like needing to stand up to the fear and be like, no. All right, this is cute actually. Your guidance advice cards. We have the card of freedom. Live wild and free. Choose your freedom and claim your independence. I love that so much. The original card that we got is there are not many like you. You are rare and free. There's something about freedom. And it's that like, why are you holding yourself back? Or what is, in which ways are you allowing yourself to be held back is strongly what I'm getting, okay? This is what your soul wants, to just pursue, to just live. Card number 46, Peacock Spirit, let it shine. Yes, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a this, but needing to do the opposite. Letting it shine. And then the last card of them all, Jesus. Sun, enjoy success and happiness. I feel like this, whatever this is for you, when you do acknowledge it, move past it, stand up to yourself, for yourself in some cases, that might be the thing. You might have to stand up for yourself. I just got that randomly. It's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so worth it. I promise you. You're going to look back at this situation one day and be like, I've grown. That was silly of me. Something like that. All right, well, that's what I got for you, loves. I really hope these messages resonated, and if they did, please let me know. Until we begin. Hi, pile number 2. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this Labradorite, then you're at the right place. Before we get started, I do want to say that, like, during the shuffle of the 3 piles, because I just did the shuffle at the beginning altogether, when I was pulling cards specific to your pile, I felt resistance for the cards wanting to come up. I felt a little bit of a combative energy, and it felt like a sort of stubbornness. And the only thing what this is telling me is that there may be something that will come out in this reading, which I've not looked at the cards, but there may be something that come out that might trigger you. And it feels like an internal refusal, denial to something. Okay? So if I trigger you, if the cards trigger you, because that's definitely not my intention ever. Why would I do that, right? But just in case, okay? Just know, my bad. If it doesn't feel right, feel free to click off. Okay, so pile number 2, your chaos energy. We have card number 7, investigate. Look closely, ask questions, think before acting. Okay. I need to take a step back and reflect. That's what I'm getting. Then we have the card of perfection. Perfectionist. Just kidding. And then we have card number 13, the card of rejection. Look at that, like a Dr. Seuss rhyme. Perfection, rejection. These would create some conflict. These are contrasts. Wanting to be so perfect is an impossibility, so there's always going to be an aspect of feeling rejected. Wanting things to go perfectly in the way that you receive feedback or in the way people interact with you, situations unfold. There seems to be a lot of weight on expecting and almost needing it to play out as you want it, if not feeling like it's a failure or feeling like it's not working or feeling like you're unsuccessful or something like that. It feels like the opposites. Like you're so... Okay, this is like a separate message. I'm going to wait on that one. You're so... desirous is not a word, but let's say you so desire to have your life in a certain way, at least at this current time. Like there's something that you're really banking on, like but there's immense like fear of not getting it, of not having it, of not feeling what it is that you're seeking to feel. And this could be so many things, because for some of you I'm getting like this is in response to like relationship, like could be a person. For some of you I feel like this is just like a life in a way that you envision. For some of you I feel like this is like goals that you have set, that you're trying to aspire to succeed at something, but not feeling like, never feeling like you're actually like gaining anything, and just feeling like a failure, like this is not going to work, like I knew, or something like that. Like there's just like this deep contrast. This does feel like chaos, like really wanting something, but then also really, really doubting it. Really, really doubting that that'll come through for you. Okay, this is chaotic energy. So this almost feels already like advice and guidance coming off right off the bat. Pile number 2 with the card investigate. Look closely. Ask questions. Think before acting. I don't know why I felt the need to say that really slow, but I did. Because I feel like there's something like very fast paced about you. Very like spontaneous, but not coming from a place of just like, I'm free to be spontaneous. It feels like needing to make decisions fast, because it almost feels like life may be moving fast around you. Or just feeling like you don't want to drop the ball on something, but you don't quite know how to get yourself out of this little chaotic roller coaster, okay? So the first strong guidance for you is to look closely. And I feel like this is in regards to the situation. Look at the situation in its entirety. Dissect your reasoning for needing it, or like for needing it. Because it feels like the whole shebang. I don't know what it is. Like being devoted. And like feeling like you're doing all the doing and not getting the reward, something like that. That in itself, like dissecting that, the focus is outside of you. So something about the focus on outside of you in order to avoid what's going on within. Please only take that if it resonates. There's something that you're trying to avoid. What I said in the beginning, there's something that you don't, or like in denial or refusing to like see. I was about to say there's something that you're avoiding feeling, seeing, acknowledging, accepting. Second part says ask questions. If this is in regards to a situation with another person, don't be afraid. All you have is the present moment. Don't be afraid. Ask those questions, whatever they may be. If this is in regard, it could just be within yourself, right? Ask any questions that you need to, and this may just be as you're like internalizing everything. And then think before acting. Think before acting. This feels like making decisions from being really amped up instead of waiting for them, like feeling the need to do something in order to relieve the buildup. Like, I can't just leave it alone. I can't not do something from this place of buildup. Please only take this if it resonates. This is what the energy feels like. Like almost not being able to control that. Feeling the need, like outbursts almost. Not being able to like say, I'll deal with that later, whatever, and take a seat. Like, no, there's a lot of buildup. This feels like really like high tension. Okay? Think before acting. In other words, being able to disconnect, unplug, remove yourself completely from the person, place, situation, whatever it is. Disconnect from whatever if you need to not be something. There's something that you need to really take control of, and no. I just said that you needed to do something. I'm just suggesting that kindly. I kindly suggest that you just take a deep breath. Take a relaxer. No. Why are these things going on? Why is this chaos energy coming up was the next thing. First card, surrender to the divine, the full moon. It's wanting you to surrender. There's a need for you to have control right now, and that's okay. I'm not judging you because I can be the same way about certain things in my life too. No judgment here. I absolutely can feel when I get really strung up about situations. I just get animated. Wanting things to play out, wanting to have the whatever, you know what I mean? Wanting to have control. Surrender. Surrender before it's too late. because the universe will shake shit up for you no matter how much you try to hold control. We have the card of rebirth. Okay. This is on purpose. This chaos energy, you need, it's like, it feels like a strong switch that needs to be. Then we have the card of balance. Literally, to go like completely. This is about a life shift. There's a life shift coming through for you. Oh, I love this. Card number 16, the Royal You. Ah, yes. All of that hope and something that you're just like, remember I said devoted? Like you've been pursuing, you have been holding yourself accountable, you have been diligently, I don't know, meditating, exercising, going to therapy, whatever it is, or like pursuing, because for some of you this is like goals. You have been putting in, and you're just like, this is status, this is where I should be, this is who I feel myself to be, this is who I've manifested as who I choose to be. But then there's that aspect of the 3D that's saying, are you sure about that? That doesn't feel like this. In other words, like the 𝗵𝗶𝗵𝗆, the not having, the lack of, that's what it is. You're in chaos and your main energy is in focus. That's where it's coming from. Why did I say it like that? Coming from. That's where it's all coming from. I love how this is playing out, and I'm literally like trying my best to not even focus on what I'm saying so that I don't get into my head. But this is exactly the way the energy feels. Remember I said it feels like really like high tension, like high strung, because your main focus is on the lack. Again, no judgment, because if there's something lacking, for example, like if your rent's due next week and you have not enough in your bank account, then how are you supposed to just relax and turn away from it? But you are. For the moment, for the present moment, that is what you are needing to do. You're needing to surrender. What I've been like sticking to remind myself anytime I try to get myself worked up is that the future doesn't exist. It's imaginary. All you have is today. And even when we're in tomorrow, it won't be tomorrow. It will be today also, which is all you'll have. So the future is imaginary, and even worrying and wasting this present moment on something that's due next week that you don't have enough for is a waste of your energy and not the place to be. Because trust, I know I've been there. I have been there. Where you just can't let it go. Like you can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't have fun, you can't enjoy, you can't just like, I can't go and hang out with my friends right now. Like I have rent due and stress to do. I have stressing to do. That is where your energy is being consumed. That is what is creating all the chaos. You do need to remind yourself to surrender to today. Your rent's paid for today. Next week is somebody else's problem. But the current you, oh, me knocking things down. The current you has what you need. And then find things that you have to be grateful for. That should help. That should help bring it down a notch and be able to like do that. To be able to have just clarity. I was going to say smoke some weed if you have some, but don't. I don't recommend things. Just kidding. Your advice, guidance, passion. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. That's what I'm saying. Because I can get like that too, where I'm just like so fussy. I'm so fussy. I can't go do anything fun. Like, this isn't fun time. Don't you know that I have shit to be stressed out about? From the future, the imaginary future. Or playing out things in your head of like, potential rejections, potential failures, potential like something that could happen in the imaginary future. Like, no. Do what excites you today, right now, in the present, what you can, what you have the means to, what's available to you, right? All of that shifts. Remember I said shift? Did I say shift? This is a life shift. And while, yes, you have been devoted and active and everything like that, the only thing that's missing, I promise you, this is going to shift. So I'll get into those other cards. This is going to shift. It's the energy. Because you've already laid everything out. I feel like you have been like putting in the steps, putting in the work, putting in the energy. And you're just like, why isn't it here? Why isn't the outcome or why isn't it reflecting, right? This is how I see myself. But the thing is, that's not how you feel yourself. This is where your focus is on, remember? So being able to just do what excites you, what fires you up, what gets you just excited for the time being. And sometimes you just need to disconnect. Sometimes that just means, okay, well, I'm not going to go out and do anything fun, but I'm just going to disconnect. No one is going to have access to me. If I'm just going to sleep all day, straight through, that's what I'm going to do. If I'm just going to be in my PJs, whatever you need to do, do. Card number 38, Lizard Spirit, dream the world into being, which is what you're doing. And then we have Hermit, retreat and recharge. I love this. Yes, that's the energy shift. Remember I said at the beginning, like, you need to take a step back. Feel it. I can feel your chest all worked up with anxiety. Take a deep breath. Focus on what you have now. Disconnect from the imaginary future if that's what's not my joint over here popping. Yeah, that's what I got for you, pile number 2. I really hope these messages resonated. If they did, please let me know. Until we vibe again. Hi, pile number 3. Thank you for joining me. If you chose this Prasiolite, then you're at the right place. So let's go ahead and get started. So the very first pile is your chaos energy. Okay. Sorry, I went like, I zoned out for a second. I must have teleported somewhere. We have follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. Yours was the like fast-paced one. Now that I'm remembering when I was shuffling. Pile 3 felt very like vibrant. Curiosity meets opportunity. Then we have the card of joy. And then we have the card of wild. What? This is interesting because this is supposed to be your chaos energy. And this just feels like you're a leaf in the wind. Maybe that can be chaotic. Maybe you're too wild and free and spontaneous. I mean, obviously we'll get into why this is, but it could make situations. This just feels like a leaf in the wind. How is this chaotic? I mean, it is chaotic in the way that this feels like the full energy. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. It feels like the full energy, like I don't have anything holding me back. I ain't got no ties to no one or nothing or nowhere. I have this amount of money in the bank and a van. Something like that, just like, yeah. All right, anyways, why is this coming up? We have card 29, Awakening Genius. I love this card. It's my fave. We have Watchtower of the South with Summer. Look at all your vibrant energy. What is happening? We have High Priestess, High Priest with Responsibility. And then we have It's Time to Release Negativity. Okay. Pile number 3. This energy is just like, you're an enigma, I heard. That's too funny. I mean, it feels good. It feels like there's a slight aspect of like, and not even that much. Like there's not a lot of weight on that. There's this vibrant, free, wild, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna live, I'm gonna move. It's very fiery. And then there's like this like little like hovering energy that's like when this card came out. And then this one like secured it. The responsibility aspect feels like a whisper. What am I seeing? Oh, it's a plane. It's like an angel. Just kidding. My window's all dirty. Focus, let be. Release negativity, responsibility. It felt like a whisper. It felt like a whisper of like, you shouldn't live like that. You shouldn't, you know, like, that could be like real physical people in your life, or that just can be like the voice in your head of the people in your life that you imagine that they are whispering, or energies that you're feeling, or maybe they're actually like, you know, or it could be yourself, a voice within you that's saying like it's not very responsible to live like a leaf in the wind. Maybe you do have ties somewhere and there's a part of you that's saying like, hey, let's just chill for a moment and think about our responsibilities. It could be different things, but for the most part, I don't feel, I mean, obviously we'll see with the guidance, but I don't feel anything bad about this. I just feel like there is this aspect of you that's just like, fuck it, the timing is now. I'm gonna live. Look at all of this beautiful energy. Beautiful, brilliant, bright, exuding. And then we have the wild and the joy. And then we have this like spontaneity of like the white rabbit, and just like, where's the rabbit gonna take me? What is the message? Curiosity meets opportunity. Like just taking you where life takes you, and like finding. And then there's that little aspect, okay, of this chaos energy. Release negativity. Let's just look at the guidance or advice, because I'm just repeating myself at this point. We have action. Now is the perfect time to act. Take inspired action towards your dreams. Move forward with confidence. Maybe I'm just here, like I'm over here like wanting there to be like, you know, negative chaos. Maybe there's no negative chaos. Maybe you're releasing your negative chaos and just taking movement like a leaf in the wind. And my purpose is simply just to tell you, thumbs up. Just kidding. Card number 20, Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. About this, about whatever the whisper. It's all about perspective, perception, right? Like, just because it may be true that yes, this, and that, doesn't mean that you can't this, and that. Wise one, grow within your current situation. I really feel like you have. I really feel like you are. I really feel like there was like a huge release, because the energy just feels like refreshed. It feels good. It feels like this dolphin also. And look at this. Look at all these cards. They're just like, I'm seeing like a dog wagging its tail. Like, it's just good times. Enjoy. Enjoy pile number 3. Let me know if these messages resonated. Until we wrap again.